For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier. For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier.
Brittney Griner is facing renewed attention after reports claimed the WNBA had made a major decision. According to those reports, the league would require all players to undergo gender testing following years of public rumors and speculation. For Griner, who has already been criticized over her controversial comments about Caitlin Clark, the timing could not be more difficult. If these reports prove accurate, they could have significant consequences. Do you think a policy like this is long overdue, or is it simply another issue that could fuel even more controversy in women's basketball?
Griner is, in fact, a man. One of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a female chest, we have to take this down. Oftentimes, if breast cancer runs in a family, women will preemptively get like double mastectomies. And there are some great surgeons out there, don't get me wrong, but I don't see any scars on Brittney's chest that would be indicative of a double mastectomy or top surgery for gender transition.
The biggest basketball stories land here first, so be sure to subscribe. Well, this latest development has certainly sparked plenty of discussion. Just as Brittney Griner may have believed the backlash surrounding the viral video in which she was accused of using offensive language toward Caitlin Clark was beginning to fade, new reports started making headlines. Those reports claim that all WNBA players would be required to complete gender testing. Depending on your perspective, the timing of this news is either remarkable or deeply controversial. Many people are questioning whether this is really just a routine policy update. For years, rumors, speculation, and public debate have surrounded the biological eligibility of certain WNBA players. Critics have argued that the league avoided directly addressing those conversations, while supporters have pushed back against the speculation. Reports say the WNBA's public statement focused on fair competition and protecting the integrity of the game, but many observers believe the announcement carries broader implications. Whether those assumptions are justified remains a matter of debate, yet the discussion continues to grow around several players.
That is really hard and really scary. You're about to be a mom. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops. Please tell me how exciting that is for you and what you're looking forward to most.
I'm super excited. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just drop it. He's here. So he's here. Yes. 7/8/24.
Since entering the league, Brittney Griner has frequently been part of public debate and online discussion. Some commentators have raised questions about her physical appearance, voice, and overall build, while many others have criticized those discussions as unfair and inappropriate. Reports have also fueled speculation about possible changes to league eligibility policies, although details remain the subject of public debate. According to those reports, any future process would involve medical evaluations designed to confirm eligibility under league rules, with independent experts reviewing the results. Supporters argue that such measures would protect competitive fairness, while critics describe the idea as intrusive and discriminatory. At the same time, Griner has continued to face criticism over the viral video in which she was accused of using a racist slur toward Caitlin Clark. The combination of those controversies has placed her under even greater public scrutiny, with ongoing discussion about how they could affect her reputation and career.
I saw this and was like, a lady.
Whatever position people take, there is no question that the conversation has become highly polarized. Brittney Griner, who stands 6 feet 9 inches, has often been the focus of online comments about her height, voice, and physical appearance. Supporters argue that these discussions unfairly target her, while critics continue to point to those characteristics as reasons for their speculation. An Instagram video from years ago also became part of that online debate, with users sharing various interpretations of how automated moderation systems handled the post. Those claims have never settled the broader discussion, but they continue to circulate across social media. Others point to Griner's athletic ability, strength, and reach as reasons for continuing the debate, while supporters respond that exceptional physical traits are common among elite athletes. Various theories about her background have also appeared online, including speculation about intersex traits or hormone-related issues, but none of those claims have been established as fact. As a result, supporters and critics alike continue to argue over whether any future league policy would finally resolve the ongoing public debate. Griner's relationships and personal life add another layer to this situation. Throughout the years, Griner has displayed social and romantic patterns that many people describe as being more commonly associated with men than with women. This is not about sexual orientation. Many biological women identify as gay. The discussion centers on biological and behavioral characteristics that some argue differ from typical female development. The WNBA likely did not introduce the idea of testing without careful consideration. Fans, players, and sponsors have been placing increasing pressure on the league to make sure competition remains fair. Along with the league's continuing credibility concerns, questions about player eligibility were becoming more difficult to ignore. At the same time, women's sports have reached an unprecedented level of growth because of athletes like Caitlin Clark. Clark's success has brought millions of new fans to women's basketball. Those fans expect competition between biological female athletes. If ongoing questions about player eligibility create doubts about that authenticity, everything Clark has helped build could be put at risk. It will be important to see how this testing policy is ultimately carried out. Players who believe they clearly meet the eligibility requirements may welcome the opportunity to confirm their status and put criticism to rest. Others who are concerned about the results may challenge the policy through legal action and public media campaigns. Those legal battles are already beginning to emerge. Several advocacy groups are considering lawsuits, arguing that the proposed testing unfairly targets certain groups and violates personal privacy. However, supporters of the policy argue that women's sports exist specifically to provide biological females with an equal playing field, making those legal arguments far less convincing. If an athlete cannot prove they meet that basic requirement, then they do not belong in the league. Media coverage of this story has largely followed a familiar pattern. Instead of focusing on the central issue of competitive fairness, many major sports outlets have emphasized claims of controversy and discrimination. Critics argue that protecting certain narratives has become a higher priority than preserving fairness in women's sports. Even so, many supporters are not accepting that media framing. Backing for the testing policy continues to grow across social media, with many people specifically pointing to Griner as someone whose eligibility should be properly examined. According to those supporters, the WNBA is finally responding to concerns that many members of the public have raised for years. The league's decision could also have significant international consequences. Women's sports organizations around the world are closely watching how the WNBA handles this issue. If the policy succeeds in protecting competitive fairness, it could become a model for other leagues facing similar challenges. Questions surrounding gender eligibility have affected the Olympics and other international competitions for years. The WNBA's approach may provide an example of how those situations can be addressed while protecting female athletes and maintaining fairness and transparency. For Griner, this policy could represent a serious challenge to both her career and her legacy. If testing were to determine that she does not meet the biological standards required for female competition, every accomplishment from her WNBA career could face renewed scrutiny. Championships, records, and awards might all be viewed differently in hindsight. Griner is likely under enormous personal pressure. She has already faced public criticism over comments she made about Caitlin Clark, and now she is dealing with the possibility that her entire professional identity could be questioned. That pressure may help explain some of her recent controversial actions and public statements. Other WNBA players are almost certainly watching these developments closely as well. Most of them are biological females who have spent their entire lives working to compete at the highest level. If any competitors have benefited from unfair biological advantages, many believe those players deserve clear answers and accountability. This policy could also have major financial consequences.